Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your September 2024 reading and predictions. This is my third try at recording your video. I have been interrupted so many times, which I believe in synchronicities. I believe that there are no coincidences. And so maybe all of these distractions that I've been experiencing are giving us a little hint towards what's going on in your life? Well, let's dive into the cards and let's see. So today, Taurus, this is a general reading for anybody born under the sign of Taurus, Earth, Moon, and Rising. And today we are going to take a look at where you are at now. We're going to take a look at what you're focusing on, where you're putting your attentions, what are you looking to manifest. We're going to take a look at your difficult influences and challenges. And we're going to take a look at what you don't see coming. So picking up cards off the floor. Let's see what we've got going on for you. Interesting energies. Okay. We have the Five of Pentacles coming up. Now, Five of Pentacles is a somewhat difficult card. It's a card of being worried about lack, specifically related to lack of abundance. You'll notice the character on the card is kind of, crouched over, almost in that position that we instinctively go to when we are feeling alone, concerned, when we just want to cry it out. Um, and so this is a card of just feeling like life is too much right now. What's the best way to work our way out of or through this, Taurus? Well, the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of withdraw. Withdraw from society temporarily. Stop listening to all of that chatter. Maybe pull yourself off social media for a brief time. If you are still listening to or watching mainstream media, yeah, you're going to want to turn that stuff off. It's called television for a reason because it tells a vision. It ain't real. Just saying. So this is a call towards you having that period of time to withdraw. It may look like a vacation. Where did that come from? Because that doesn't usually come up with this card, but it may look like a vacation for some of you, a weekend getaway, an opportunity for seeing things from a different perspective, um, seeing new scenery can sometimes shift our mindset and get us away from the worry that we have. And the cards always tell a story, and they always tell a story in the order in which they come out. So it's interesting that you had the Five of Pentacles coming into the end of August with some worries, some concerns. You have the Hermit calling you towards paying attention to your intuition, withdrawing, going within, and really discovering who you are, Taurus. And then we're pulling into the month of September with this Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen in the deck. She has so much abundance that she just loves to share it all around. She is connected with her higher being. That is why it almost looks like she has antenna coming out here. These antenna represent her connection to the divine in order to be able to manifest that which she desires. So it does look like, um, typically the last few cards or the first cards I pull depict a picture of the last sort of 5, 6 days of the month and then the first day or two of the next month. So it does look like the last 5 or 6 days of August, you may be feeling this Five of Pentacles. You may be feeling this Hermit energy. And then ultimately, as you shift into September, you're going to move into this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is a more abundant energy. It's a more secure energy. Let's take a look at where you are putting your attentions. What are you focusing on, Taurus, for the month of September? Know that where we put our thoughts, energy, where we put our thoughts is what we ultimately choose to manifest. Yeah, there's a card that fell out of the bottom there. That was interesting. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups coming in here for you. Seven of Cups is about choices and decisions. You'll notice here that the characters in this card, one of them is a shopkeeper, and the other one is someone who is perusing the goods at the shop. And the shopkeeper is presenting lots of ideas. Oh, how about this? 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 Lots of choices and decisions. Too many, in fact, to the point that you feel like you may be a little bit overwhelmed. In fact, do you know the game of bowls? I'm just going to see very quickly, Taurus, if I can find the Seven of Cups in a different deck here, because there it is. So the Seven of Cups, I don't know if you're familiar with the game of bowls, where you have a nut or a little ball or something, and you put it underneath a bowl, and you have 5 or 6 bowls, and you mix all the bowls around, and then you have to try and guess which bowl that little nut or ball is underneath, right? This is the energy of the Seven of Cups. It's about choices and decisions, and it's about knowing that there's something out there, knowing that there's a nut underneath one of these bowls, knowing that one of these choices that the shopkeeper is presenting to us is the right one, but not being able to actually narrow it right down and decide. Okay, so this is an indication that during the month of September, you are manifesting lots of choices and decisions for yourself. And it's a call towards make sure you're not getting overwhelmed by all of that. How do you best not get overwhelmed? Well, we can lean back into the hermit over here. Part of hermit energy is about getting into the practice of meditation, getting into the practice of getting into our own thoughts and turning off the chatter of everybody else's thoughts and intentions and advice and all the rest of that stuff. Okay. The other card that you have for what you are focusing on is the Death card. I can tell you, Taurus, that you are the third sign this month to have the Death card come up. The Death card is about death and rebirth. It's a card about letting go of an aspect of ourselves that's no longer working for us and rebirthing ourselves into a new image, right? And so it's interesting that you are manifesting for yourself during the month of September choices and opportunities almost to the point of overwhelm, while at the same time trying to reinvent yourself, recreate yourself. Let's take a look at your difficult influences and challenges for the month of September, Taurus. Wow. All right. Looks like we are going to be shuffling up. Okay. So this deck decided it would be a good idea to kick out about 20 cards here. So we're going to collect them all up. Oops. There we go. All right. So if you have this many difficult influences during the month of September, Taurus, yeah, I don't think so. All right. Taurus. Difficult influences and challenges for Taurus for September. All right, there we go. Let's see what popped out. Difficult influences. We have the healing card. Okay. Whenever this card comes out, it is a call, especially whenever this card comes out, it's always a call towards paying closer attention to your physical health, the health of this body that we have. Pay attention to what you're eating, what you're drinking. If you feel a little bit under the weather, pull back, rest, relax, forgive yourself, be gentle with yourself. You have the breakthrough card. It's interesting that you have the breakthrough card while at the same time trying to manifest a new you. In order to manifest this new you, there's something you're going to have to let go of. What is it that you're going to have to let go of? Yeah, there's a particular way that you see yourself, Taurus, what you put out to the world, and you see yourself as a particular image. But part of that is something that you brought forward, I want to say from your teen years or from your 20s, and it no longer resonates for you. And it's time to reinvent yourself. Reinvent how you see yourself inside, not what you're putting out to the world, and then reflect that out to the world, right? Because what you're reflecting out to the world is no longer authentic because it's no longer who you are on the inside. I don't know if this is making sense. Many of us project out into the world something that we believe the world wants us to be. If we're in the business world, for example, we may wear certain clothes, wear makeup a certain way, act a certain way, because that's what is expected of us. But inside, the authentic part of us inside is going, this isn't who I am anymore. It might have been who I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but it's not who I am anymore, and I'm dying inside. Please let me out. Please let my authenticity out. And I get the sense that there's this internal struggle happening inside of you right now, Taurus. And this is why the breakthrough card is coming up for you in your difficult influences, because it is an internal struggle of what you are projecting out into the world versus who you authentically are on the inside. And this is what you're working towards manifesting, is letting go of that projection and stepping up and stepping into your real self. But this 7 of Cups is because you're like, okay, but who am I really? Because if you have been a projection for an extremely long time, as much as you want to give up that projection and begin to live in your authenticity, there may be some confusion as to who you really are. Okay. When you ultimately have this breakthrough and you recognize who you are in all of your deep, ethereal beauty and authenticity, it's going to be amazing. And you will then step into creativity. Okay. But you can't actually step into this creativity. This card corresponds to the Empress. You can't actually step into this creativity. This is in your difficult influences until such time as you really authentically recreate yourself. All right, let's take a look Messages the universe wants Taurus to hear. Messages from the universe for Taurus. I'm going to go through the deck a second time here, but yeah, we do have one card, one message, so we'll pull that one out. But I am getting called to go through the deck a second time. Okay. The first card that came out, yeah, your thoughts create your reality. We can't get much more repetitive in this reading than what we've already said, right? What are you focusing on? You're focusing on recreating yourself. You're focusing on being more authentic. You're focusing on letting go of those thoughts that everybody's going to criticize you for no longer being the projection that you thought they wanted you to be. Your thoughts create your reality. Abundance is your right. Yeah, never forget that. Be yourself. Be yourself. Taurus, this is the crux of the message this month for you, for the month of September. Be yourself. Calm is not a weakness. Yeah. You know what? Let's just go back over here and grab this little card here, this Hermit card. Calm is not a weakness. And kindness counts. Yeah. Kindness counts. Let's take a look at, I'm getting called right here, what you don't see coming. And what is unexpected? Unexpected for Taurus. Unexpected in September, please, for Taurus. Unexpected for Taurus. Four Swords. Four Swords is the card that I like to call the Little Hermit or the Quiet Hermit. It has exactly the same meaning as this card here, this Hermit card, which came out at the beginning of your reading. But the Hermit is Major Arcana. It's kind of shouty. It's in your face. You need to do this, that kind of energy. The Four of Swords is more of a, you might want to think about withdrawing a little bit. Why don't you go take a little rest? It's a little bit less shouty. It's a little bit less in your face, but it's still about a time of recuperation, a time of withdrawing for the purposes of getting clarity in your mind of what it is that you want to manifest. So this is coming up for you unexpectedly. Is it unexpected? Not really, not when you put it in the context of the rest of this reading, but yeah. And the other card that you have coming up in your unexpected, and again, it's not really unexpected, Taurus, because in the context of the rest of your reading, this is what you are manifesting right now. This is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about being able to see things from a different perspective. And when you recognize and realize that what you have been projecting out into the world is just that, it's a projection of what you perceived society wanted you to be, and you got in the habit of doing that 10, 15, 20 years ago, and you got caught up in that. And when you see that clearly, you recognize clearly that that's not who you are really on the inside. That's the energy of the Hanged Man. You recognizing and seeing things clearly and seeing that you have the opportunity right now to rebirth yourself into something new, something fantastic, something more authentic, right? Where are we going for your final general overall outcome? I'm getting called over here. Final general overall outcome for Taurus for September. There is a squirrel up in the tree just above my RV, and the squirrel is throwing pine cones and things at the roof. So if you hear anything in the background, you'll know why. All right, in your final general overall outcome, Taurus, you have the Tower. The Tower is the ultimate card of change in the tarot. There is no other card in the tarot. Excuse me. It's interesting that this came up in my throat right around the time I'm talking about all of this. There is no other card in the tarot that suggests or indicates powerful, powerful, dramatic change. The Tower. This is in your outcome, indicating that as you take these steps towards stepping into your authenticity, stepping into rebirthing and recreating yourself in something that is more in alignment with your true being, you may experience a few tower moments because the people that you once thought were your friends based on the projection, not based on the real you. They might shift, they might bristle at you changing. Okay. So we're going to leave that there. But that moves you in. As you move through the Tower, you're going to move into the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of, I did it. I did it. And in fact, in the more traditional tarot, this card is depicted as someone riding in on their horse, their wand is held high, and they are being celebrated. They're in a parade that is celebrating them for their achievement and their accomplishment. Your achievement and accomplishment, obviously, is stepping up and stepping into your authenticity, which brings us to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is probably the most authentic queen. She is also the queen of fire. She is the queen of action. She is the one who she manifests, like she sets her mind to manifest and she manifests and it's there. This is your outcome, that when you are being your true self, you step up and step into this energy of being the manifester. I mean, out of the tarot, there is the magician, of course, which is the part of the major arcana, which is the ultimate manifester. But I would say this card is a close second to the magician. And so this is a beautiful outcome for the end of your reading, Taurus. So I'm going to sign off there and say thank you so much. If you would like to receive notifications for my upcoming videos and allow me the honor of being able to do your next reading, please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I am available for private consultations. My details are down below.